Hello everyone. Welcome to the course Information System and Engineering Economics. Hope you are watching the lecture series on ISEE and solving the assignment questions regularly. This this is the last session on Unit 3, that is leveraging information system. The objective of this is to introduce the conceptual understanding using simple and practical examples. The present study is concerned with the examination of the adoption of ICT for the creation of unique biometric identification card, popularly known as Aadhaar card. Why do we have to learn this case study? The reason is that in the previous session we learned the concept of ICT and e-governance. So, by studying this case study, we will be able to understand real world problem solving by taking as an example of Aadhaar card. Our last lecture deals with ICT for development and e-governance. So just try to recall how many stages of interaction are present in e-governance project. Yes, that's right. There are total 4 interaction stages such as informational, one-way interaction, two-way interaction and transaction interaction. So the summary of last lecture is shown on next slide. In the last lecture, we briefly discussed the important role of ICT in the development. Then we saw the types of ICT intervention such as informational, transactional, political, educational and sustenance. Of all these interventions we discuss in detail. After that, we learn the e-governance concept and implementational challenges that such as trust, resistance to change, design and cost challenge. So this was the quick review of my last lecture. Today we are planning to learn about the ICT and e-governance case study. This case study focuses on Aadhaar project that was initiated by Government of India under the guidance of former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. The aim is to provide identity to the citizen of India. In June 2009, Nandan Nilekani, former CEO of Infosys Technology, was invited by Dr. Singh to head this Aadhaar project. In January 2012, Singh, in a meeting with Planning Commission, Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Home Minister P. Chidambaram and Mr. Nilekani, concluded that the Aadhaar would be given a mandate of collecting biometrics of 16 states and union territories of India. So our objective is to learn the model they adopt to develop this system. What kind of data security and privacy issue they have faced while developing the system. As a computer engineer, you will acquire this wonderful skill set and one day you may also contribute a lot in this sector and will definitely serve our nation. So next we will see the contents of the session. We just saw the importance of ICT and its role. Today we will discuss ICT for Unique Identification Authority of India. Then we will see the challenges for the UID. Then the benefits of UID. Then mechanism of Aadhaar card. We conclude our today's session by studying the financial inclusion, that means Aadhaar enabled bank account. This is the roadmap of our session. Next, we will see what is the role of ICT in the process of development. So, we will start our learning journey of the most ambitious government project, that is creating a unique identity for every resident. UIDAI was created with the objective to issue unique identification number UID named as Aadhaar to all the residents of India. It is a robust and enough to eliminate duplicate and fake identities. It can be verified and authenticate in very easy way. It is even very cost effective. The first UID number was issued on 29th September 2010 to the resident of Nandurbar in Maharashtra. This is the unique ID initiative. Context and need for unique ID to clean up existing database, to remove duplicates and fake records with valid records, then to improve the targeting and delivery of services. For that, training of supervisors and technicians carried out on regular basis, as well as the MOUs has been carried out with the valid agencies. After that, there will be enabling the services and applications that require a verifiable unique ID, such as bank account, passport, and post office saving account. UIDAI mandate collect the basic demographic information such as age, nationality, and gender. Demographic data refer to the socio-economic information expressed statistically. Also include status of employment, educational level, income range, marriage status, birth and death dates. Biometric is a way to measure a person's physical characteristics to verify their identity, which include psychological traits such as fingerprints, face, and eyes, such as the unique way to complete a security authentication. So, to provide unique number to the resident of India, it will guarantee non-duplication through the biometrics. It offers online authentication services that can be used across India. So that is the unique ID initiative. Next, we will review the principle of Aadhaar card. The primary reason for UID project was to establish the bona fide identity of a person. Lack of an identity proof often exclude people from many facilities and formal system in society, such as opening a bank account or access the public distribution system, popularly known as PDS, public distribution system. In most cases, the rural poor find it very difficult to even produce birth record, to provide their identity, even to claim their legitimate privileges. The principle are know the user. The other principle is to know the user, and then simplicity is a feature. Know the user in the sense, Aadhaar has a process called Know Your Resident, which is about proving the identity of resident of India. Then simplicity feature in the sense, what could be simple than one person, one Aadhaar ID. The principle that biometric don't change even with time. Principle of Aadhaar, one time standardized Aadhaar enrollment establishes uniqueness of resident via biometric deduplication. Biometric deduplication means biometric database to detect duplicate records with the ratio 1:n search, after which the new template is added to the database. Only 12-digit Aadhaar number per eligible individual online authentication is provided by UIDAI. Demographic data such as name, address, date of birth, gender is collected. Then biometric data such as fingerprint, iris, and soon face recognition may include soon. Aadhaar subject to online authentication is to prove identity that is shown in this diagram. So here the Aadhaar enrollment or updation of KYC is carried out. Then if a new Aadhaar registration is occurred, then a 12-digit Aadhaar number, this random number, is assigned to each applicant. Then his verification is carried out. Then mobile authentication also carried out, and Aadhaar letter is issued. If it is failed, then card will not be issued. Next, we will see the features of Aadhaar card. Here we will discuss the major feature of Aadhaar. From a computer engineering point of view, to understand the existing system, we must learn the features of a system. Any individuals in India, irrespective of age and gender, who is a resident of India or a non-resident of India, that is NRI, can enroll to obtain Aadhaar number. For an individual, only one Aadhaar number is generated. The uniqueness is achieved through the process of demographic and biometric deduplication. Aadhaar is a 12-digit number. This unique number is assigned to individual person at the time of generation of card. As it matches his demographic and biometric identification, duplication is not possible. That's why one person can enroll for one card at one time. Thus, duplicate card cannot be issued. Individual need to enroll only once, but in case of multiple enrollment, the Aadhaar is generated against one of the enrollment ID, while others are rejected as mentioned with the duplicate record. Random numbers. Aadhaar number is a random number. There is no intelligence while generating the random numbers. Only demographic and biometric need to be submitted. The QR code is a part of paperless eKYC mechanism launched by the UIDAI. The cardholder who can use it for voluntarily without compromising on the security of their Aadhaar data. Then standard attributes. The Aadhaar enrollment process does not capture details like caste, religion, income, health, geography. Thus the system never maintain user profiling or application information. All residents, including children, get number. A 12-digit unique identity for every Indian individual, including children and infant. Then introducer system. Even if you do not have any document, or one can enroll under an introducer system. Introducer based enrollment are verified officially appointed by the registrar. This can be registrar of your employer, then it may be elected local body member or member of local administrative bodies. Even postman and Anganwadi can act as a introducer. It is a partnership model. We just discussed that introducer based enrollment. It comes under the ecosystem of UIDIA, in which a partner means the introducer is having certain responsibility, such as the introduction must not help an Aadhaar holder to deliberately take on the identity of another person by changing their demographic information, or even should not provide false biometric information. If it is found, then strict action will be taken against the introducer for violation of the guideline. Then flexible and authentication. In this, Aadhaar authentication provide a convenient mechanism for all Aadhaar holder to establish their identity. It provides a platform for identity authentication and can be used to deliver services effectively to the Aadhaar holders across the country. So these are the certain features of Aadhaar. Next, we will see the benefits of Aadhaar. Reducing the leakage. Aadhaar is unique number and no resident can have duplicate number since it is linked to their individual biometric. Thereby, identity fake and ghost identities are not possible. So that was the leakage. Then it provides the identity. The aim is to provide a unique identity to the citizen to achieve social inclusion process involving more than improving access to the economic resources, to all with special focus on the marginalized and the excluded. Then breaks silo. It provides better and secure connectivity with the database for the verification of 12-digit Aadhaar number. Thus the system enable connectivity among databases. It enable consolidation reduces. It unlocks the true value of the data, which enable an authority to make better decision, serve better services to the citizen, accelerate the service response time to the citizen. So that enable consolidation reduces. Next, we will see some more benefits of Aadhaar card. Before we start learning this benefit, one must know that Aadhaar is a universal number, and banking agencies and financial services can contact the central unique identification database from anywhere in the country to authenticate a beneficiary identity by availing the central authentication service. The first is the enable. It includes the financial inclusion, electronic transfer of benefit. The UID enabled bank account network will offer a secure and low cost platform to directly remit benefit to the resident without heavy cost. The beneficiary can get the amount deposited in his account. Benefit distribution reduces the leakage in current system. That will also stream as a result. Then enhance security of transaction. One can use the Aadhaar without any hesitation for providing his or her identity and doing transaction. Then access to services, just like use our bank account, you can use your PAN card, debit card, credit card, wherever you required, you can produce your Aadhaar number. Then ensures mobility in the various application. The Aadhaar system enable mobility to the millions of people who migrate from one part to another part in India. It building up the application, which is very user friendly application for both the desktop and the mobile user to update his information through this application interface. So this is the benefits of Aadhaar. Now it is time to see UID ecosystem. A UID ecosystem, a symbiotic network. Here the context of symbiotic is interaction between the two different close association. The rural development department is closely related with social welfare department. So one or more new term introduced on this slide, that is ecosystem. That ecosystem is nothing but information on authentication devices, biometric devices, authentication documents, QR code, and paperless eKYC can be accessed using this ecosystem. At the center, you can observe there is a CIDR. It is a central identities data repository. One or more location containing all Aadhaar numbers issued to the Aadhaar number holder along with the corresponding demographic information and biometric information of such individuals and other information related to their. It takes continuous feedback from the UIDAI and thus monitors the overall system services like the LIC, income tax, register of oil and gas department. So this is the ecosystem network. Hope you understand very well the role of CIDR, who is managing overall all the services. Next, we will see the status of project infrastructure. The table shows the updated status of the UID project infrastructure. The dark green indicated the complete status, while light green indicates the project is in progress. This status is categorized into the 5 sections such as standards, IT infrastructure, support infrastructure, legal framework, register activation. For all these there are defined tasks, such as for the standard category the task is defined as data and biometric standard. The status is completed. So this was the updated UID project infrastructure status. Next we will see demographic data fields captured during Aadhaar. There are 2 types of document are required for Aadhaar card. One is the POI, that is the proof of identity, and another is POA, that is the proof of address document. So once you produce the POI, then you have to show the birth proof. If it is not available, then you can mention the approximate date, or your date of birth can be verified on the available document. Then specific gender like male, female, or transgender. Then parents or spouse guardian name. It is optional to mention the guardian name, but it is mandatory for the child below 5 years. Then you will get such kind of Aadhaar card. Next we will see the biometric data. For getting the unique ID, either applicant can use the introducer data for verification of any new card, or he can use any relative Aadhaar number who is having a valid UID number, or 20-digit enrollment number that can be used to get a new UID. The phone number and the email address is optional. It is not mandatory for the applicant to have a phone number and email address. Next, we will learn about the process workflow. Dear student, don't forget, our objective of studying this case study is not only understanding the features of the Aadhaar card, but also we should keep the motivation behind this case study is that we are learning about the ICT and e-governance. E-governance is a stepping stone for good governance, and it is all about transformation. Technology, policy, and governance are more or less interconnected deeply in several ways. You see that this process workflow is mainly divided into the three parts. One is the preparation activity, second is enrollment activity, and third is ongoing activity. In preparation activity, the third party must register itself and sign the MOU with the UIDAI for getting the authorized enrollment center. UIDAI provides training to the operators and provide certification. The supervisor and introducer are solely responsible for each enrollment center's activity. Then in enrollment activity, at each enrollment center, the supervisor makes sure that all the devices, hardware, software is functioning well and having good connectivity between all of them. He needs to ensure that he appoint qualified staff for enrolling the citizen data. The collected data transferred to the CIDIR, where the UID is assigned to each entry. CIDIR verified biometric and any deduplication of data, else they reject the UID. For the successful UID, it instructs to print the UID and post it to the mentioned address. Parallelly, the data updation process is carried out for the UIDAI website by the CIDIR. They also verified the mobile number of the user by sending the OTP on his registered device. Hope you understand this case study. Next, we will see some study question. So, the first question is, justify the statement e-government is about transforming the government to be more citizen-centered. Then second question, justify the statement information and communication technologies, that is ICT, play a key role in the development and economic growth of rural India. So, you have to solve this assignment question and submit it before the deadline to our forum. So we just summarizing our today's session. In this session, we briefly discuss how unique identity number provision can be possible with the help of ICT. We learn that importance of UIDAI for the implementation of the public service policy under the e-governance. In next session, we will begin the unit number 4, that is money and economic value. We will discuss the first module, that is engineering economics decision, from unit number 4. The basics of engineering economics decision are available in the mentioned textbook. You can take a review of this fundamental for better understanding of the next lecture. Suppose you have any query or doubt regarding today's session, feel free to post your queries on our Google Classroom. Thank you. Have a nice day.